Like it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It should be on air.
Awesome. So while we kind of hang out and wait for people to hop on to join us for this game demo, Betsy and I just going to talk a little bit about what we've been up to. Both have some big stuff going on, or some new stuff, I guess, exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
So I have been playing D&D for a while, about 5 years now, but last week was my first opportunity to be a DM, and it was a lot of fun. It was a little bit easier than I thought, but granted, I am DMing my own kids. We've got an 8-year-old, almost 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and then my husband is also the third character in my party. So last week was like our first session, and then this week was the first session I've ever DM'd combat, which was a little bit intimidating. So my husband and I did like a pre-combat like warm up,
a trial run,
so I can kind of see like, how am I going to do this? I need to think about this creature that is attacking them, and I need to keep track of everything. So it was a lot of fun, and it's cool to say that I've now DM'd combat.
Yeah, that is
cool.
So
yeah, and it went quicker than I expected. They were it was level 1 characters, and D&D. Someone's saying D&D, Adam. And it was just 3 level 1 characters, and it was a manticore that was they were coming upon. So I had to dumb down the stats a little bit, but I did that ahead of time since I had kind of trialed it with my husband. So I dumped it down ahead of time, and they were able to take him out in maybe it was 3 rounds. So I think it went pretty well, especially since it was like a great timing for my 8-year-old and 6-year-old. Like it was just long enough for them to be excited about it, and I think the pace of it was good. So it was fun to kind of tailor something to my kids too, who I know pretty well. So yeah.
Did they feel like heroes?
Oh yeah. At the end,
That's awesome.
my middle son specifically, he was the one who actually did the final blow.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah.
That's
so
cool. That's
he was
cool.
Loving it, eating it up.
Yeah, that's neat. It's such a good opportunity for them to like use their imaginations and do storytelling, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's good. My husband and I both have like he's DM'd some games with my 2 boys and I, and we have, of course, a different way we DM. He goes into more storytelling and kind of like describes seeing, which I think is really good. But sometimes my kids just didn't have the attention span for it to appreciate it like they really should.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to see how they're loving certain aspects of how he DM'd, and now they're loving some aspects.
What a neat family bonding experience.
So,
doing that together.
So what have you been up to?
I have been doing a lot of work in the garage. So if you've checked I think it's on our Facebook recently, Matt posted something about us updating our downstairs dining tables. So, while we are just basically preparing for the eventual reopening of, seating allowances, we want to be ready and take this opportunity to have some new tables. So I've been working on just like kind of a simple modern plywood tabletop, but I tried something new with a color wash this time. So it's kind of like a stain, but you can actually, there's more options like with color. So after testing like 25 different colors, I finally landed on one, and I'm pretty happy with it. So the first half of the tables are completed, and then I will be eventually replacing everything down there. So
to be the same
color
same style.
Wash. Yeah.
And so do you apply it just the same way you would apply stain?
It's basically very similar, except that you don't wipe it off afterwards. You actually just do a thin diluted coat and let the wood absorb it, and then reapply coats. And the color goes on very, very gradually. So you don't actually have to wipe it off or blend it or anything like that.
Cool.
So yeah,
nice. I saw it in person today. It looks really
you
nice.
like it?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. It was really cool.
So it feels good to have the first half of that batch done. Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
we both had busy weeks, but good,
Yes.
productive weeks, I guess. Don't forget that if you want to order a takeout for tonight, that you need to go ahead and do that now. I still have a little bit of time to do that. And it is Tuesday, and so we have our chicken sandwich special. And a lot of you know that that's my favorite item on the menu. That has been from the beginning. Really, I mean, like I have never tasted a better chicken sandwich. So, and I've had my share of chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
It's really good. So you can get it on that $5 chicken sandwich with lots of locally sourced ingredients. So that makes it kind of special too. We are doing a new setup.
Yes. Yeah. I just wanted to talk about this, but first I want to read Adam's comment. He said, RPG introduced me to D&D. Since then, and hundreds of dollars of D&D merch later, I will be DMing my first campaign soon. That's awesome. Forever grateful to you all. Thank you. Yeah, D&D is a fun game that just brings a whole bunch of different people together. Yes, that's great. Yes. Okay, so Devin, what's your comment on this? Is a surprise. I thought it was Wednesdays. The chicken sandwich has always been on
Tuesday special.
I feel like
it is Tuesday.
But yes, it is Tuesday. $5 chicken Tuesdays.
Double check.
And so we have a new setup that I'm really excited about. We are going to be able to show you the game on screen at the same time as us. So you can kind of see both. And then we can also zoom in on the game when needed. Yeah. So that before we get into anything else, is there something else we wanted to talk about, or should we get
yeah, I think that, I mean, you guys pretty much know who we are, but just in case you're new, my name is Megan, and I am the Vice President of Aesthetics. So as I kind of described earlier, anything related to design, improvement, construction in this space is kind of my arena. And then Betsy.
Yes, I'm Betsy, and I'm the VP of Games at RPG. So I just maintain games, buy new games that we might be trying out, and all of that. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, okay. We will definitely have our IT guy check into the mic issue.
Can you hear us now? You probably can hear us now. So it's just when we switch to the game only. We'll
check the setting when we go
over
there.
We'll just keep it like this for now, as long as you guys can see us, because you can see the game as well. So Grimm Masquerade will be the first game we will be playing. Just let us know if you can hear us. Now I'm like doubting that you can even hear us. Okay, good. Thank you for letting us know.
Yay.
I was just hoping you can hear us in this way. Okay, great.
It's like, tell us, just type in there if you can hear us.
So Grimm Masquerade will be the first game we are playing. This is a game that will be going on the shelf on Thursday this week. So after we play this game, I'll bring it over. So it'll be a new game. It'll be on the subscription shelves only, so you can check it out if you're a subscriber, or you can rent it. But you can't play it at RPG just yet. We're reserving it for subscribers only. They get just that bonus of getting the newest games to bring home. So Grimm Masquerade, this is a fun, I would say, lighter game. It just takes, once you know the rules, it only takes 20 to 40 minutes to play, depending on how many people you have playing the game. It's a 2 to 5 player game. And it's ages 8+. So
cool.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the setup of it a little bit. So this is a game based on Grimm's fairy tales. So just the characters from those. So we have Cinderella, Red Riding Hood, Rumpelstiltskin, Sleeping Beauty, the Beast, Hansel, Big Bad Wolf, and the Evil Queen. So the point of this game is to get the most roses. Roses are basically worth 1 point each. There are 3 rounds. The game's played in 3 rounds.
Okay.
So whoever wins the first round will get this first
You
player.
gotta do the special.
Oh,
Ooh, it works.
You don't have to, actually. Not with this
camera. Fancy.
So they'll get the first round marker, and then the second round is actually worth more. It's worth 3 points. Just give it a second. I'll focus. And then the third round is worth 5 points.
Okay.
We're only going to play it 1 round to show you all how it's played, but the whole game is played in 3 rounds, and the person with the most roses wins. So to start off with, I kind of laid out some of the elements. We've got the main board, which is just the board that folds in half. And then these are the action cards. There's always the same action that's in every single game, and it's point the finger. Give it a second. It should focus. Point the finger basically says, guess the identity of the other player. And if you're correct, you gain a rose. If you're incorrect, the accused gains a rose. The other 2 actions. So we're trying to figure out what character each person is playing.
Yeah.
It's going to be hidden. The other action, make a toast. Draw 2 artifacts, which I'll show you in a minute what they are, and give them to 1 or more players. And then the last action is choose another player. Each player chosen must place an evidence marker. So, okay. I'm getting it a little too far into the actions without telling you how this game is played. We each have our own markers, colored markers. You're going to have orange. I'm going to have blue.
Okay.
We are going to randomly draw a character. It's going to be one of these 8 characters. So, 2 characters, actually.
2 characters?
Yes.
So 2 cards.
So keep them both hidden from me.
Okay, but I can look at them?
Yes, you can look at them.
Alrighty.
And I'll just leave those aside.
Okay.
Maybe we can show you.
Yeah, I'll show you. Look away and I'll show mine.
Okay.
All right, here's mine. Don't tell Betsy. Okay.
Okay.
I'm looking away.
You look away. I've got these 2. Well, that's great. Okay, Maggie.
Okay, got it. All right.
Okay.
This is kind of like Coup. Is it
Yeah.
like Coup?
I actually haven't played Clue. I think it is.
Coup.
Yeah, Coup.
Coup?
Sorry.
Okay.
I said it wrong. Coup.
Okay.
You're right. I just said it wrong. So then there's artifacts. Each of these characters you can see on the board. Maybe I can hold up the board a little bit more, but on the board, each character has a boon, an artifact that is good for them. So like Cinderella, the glass slipper is a good artifact for her to have. The clock would be a bad one for her to have. For Red Riding Hood, the good one would be, can't remember what that is. I think it looks like a pile of sewing or whatever. And then the bad one is a disguise. And so on and so forth. So your main goal is to collect, you want to collect 3 boons of one of your characters. So if I had Cinderella, I'd want to collect 3 glass slippers. And if I did, the round would end immediately. Or if I was Red Riding Hood, I would want to collect 3 of these. If, before I could collect 3 glass slippers, if I got 2 artifact cards that had the clock on it, then my character would be unmasked or revealed.
Okay.
And so then that character could not win. And in this case, in the 2-player variant, since there's just 2 of us playing, we each have 2 characters. But if it's like 3 or more people playing this game, you only have 1 character. So this one's a little bit different than if you're playing with more people.
So do you have to, you might have said this, do you have to unmask both characters or reveal both characters to win? Or just one of them?
For this 2-player variant, yes, you need to unmask both of your opponent's characters.
Gotcha.
Or just try to, you can unmask theirs and then try to collect 3 of your own boon artifacts that you'd want to collect. So, yeah. So the characters themselves don't really have, to answer your question, Devin, yes, what does the big bad wolf do? to answer your question, the characters don't really have special abilities or anything. It's just discovering who's playing what character. However, there is like there's an advanced version of this game. You can add different elements, and in that case, each character does have special abilities. I haven't played that version of it yet, but there is that.
So we're doing the simple version.
We're just doing the basic getting to know this game version, yes. So here are artifact cards just to show you some of them. We've got a spindle. We've got treats. Oh, that's what this image is supposed to be.
Treats.
So
you said a pile of sewing stuff.
No.
I could see that. Yeah.
So this is a pile of treats
cinnamon
that
rolls,
Red Robin Hood would want to collect.
Cookie.
And then a crown.
Ooh.
So yes, there's only 8 different. Is that right? I think there's only 8 different artifacts. So to start with, since this is a 2-player game, we start with revealing 6 artifacts, and we take turns choosing. I'll choose one, you'll choose one, I'll choose one, you'll choose one. Just to start with. So we get to start with a couple artifacts. So I'm going to reveal all 6 here. Hopefully that's not... Oh my goodness. 3 cauldrons.
Oh my.
I shuffled this. I really did. A crown, treats, spindle. So I probably will go first just to show this game.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I will choose one first. So I'm going to look at my characters and see what I would want to collect and maybe choose one of those things. So I'm choosing a spindle. Now it's Megan's choice. I'll put it here.
Okay, so the image that has a blue background is what you want to collect.
3 of.
The other ones are what you want to avoid.
Right, because if you get 2 of those, your character would be revealed.
Gotcha.
Unmasked.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Do I leave this face up?
You do leave it face up.
Okay.
That's part of it. I'm going to try to figure out who you have based on what cards you're collecting or what cards you're avoiding.
Gotcha. Because it's all on the board.
It's all on the board for both of us to see. Exactly right. I'll put it here. So I chose the spindle and treats. Megan is choosing cauldron and another cauldron. And then these go into the discard pile, which we can choose from in the future. So Megan chose 2 cauldron. The cauldron, where is the Hansel? Maybe she has Hansel. So that is just the basic setup. And then, so here is what you can do on your turn. On your turn, you're going to be able to draw 2 cards. The first card you draw, you can either draw from the top or draw from the discard pile. And after you see if you choose to draw from the top, after you see what it is, you get to choose whether you're going to keep the artifact or you give it to your opponent.
Okay.
And then for your second card that you take, you have to do the opposite. So if I gave the card to you first, the next one I take has to go to me.
So do I have to give you something back, or do I just keep it?
You do, on your turn, you would do the same thing. So that's just on my turn. I would either keep it or give it to you. And then the second one, I would do the opposite. And then after I do that, then I can, if I had 2 of a kind of an artifact, I could trade 2 of an artifact into the discard pile and play an action. And these are the 3 actions I can do.
Okay.
Now the actions will make a little more sense. So I'll read them again. So one action I could do is guess your identity. If I'm like pretty close to guessing your identity, I could just take a stab at it. When I turn in, anytime someone does an action, they actually gain a rose. So it benefits me to do an action. So if I point the finger, if I'm correct, I gain an additional rose. If I'm incorrect, you would get a rose. Another action I could do for trading into artifact cards is I could choose 1 or 2 players. There's only 2 of us playing. So I would choose you, and you must place an evidence marker, meaning you would place a marker on a character that's not you.
Okay.
And as we go along and play this game, if we get 2 of a kind, it either unmasks a character if it's their bad action. I forgot what it's called. If it's their bane, it's unmasked. And once you're unmasked, we place a shattered glass over your character, so you know
that's dramatic.
that character has been unmasked. Or if it's revealed in some way that you're not a certain character, you place this on people as the game is played.
So let me clarify.
Sure.
You can only do an action if you turn in two matching artifact cards.
That's right. That's correct. Yeah. So, yeah, even if it's not my boon, it might be beneficial for me to collect something, 2 of a kind something, so I can play an action.
Okay.
But since you didn't know that, maybe.
So do I leave all of my artifact cards where the other player can?
All of them are going to be face up.
Okay, see them.
As we play throughout the game, yes.
And then what do you do with the cards that are your character's boon? The ones that they want. Do you just hold on to those? You wouldn't want to turn those in, right?
Right, yeah. You wouldn't want to turn those on.
Okay.
You would want to hold on to those. And as if you would, through the course of your turn, give me 2 cards that were one of my character's bane, then I immediately, the glass is shattered and I have to place that.
Okay.
It unmasks the person. So I think I already said that though. So on your turn, just to review, you draw 2 artifact cards. One goes to you, one goes to your opponent. You choose which one is which. And then you can discard 2 matching artifact cards to play an action. But you don't have to do the action. And you might not have the cards for it at first, because we're going to slowly accumulate cards. And then it's the other player's turn. They do the same thing. And the round ends when someone collects 3 of their boon.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then you get the rose token with the points.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. I think it'll make more sense once we get rolling.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I do like the game to look at. I mean, the characters are really cool looking.
Yeah.
And, it seems pretty straightforward. I think it will make sense.
So then I will go first. I'm going to draw from the top and look at the card and decide if Megan gets it or I get it. I will keep this one. And then the next one automatically goes to Megan.
Okay.
She gets a crown.
I'm going to put that up.
And I do have 2 treats, so I could play an action if I wanted to. I'm not going to, so it's your turn.
Okay. So I will do the same and draw an artifact. Decide whether to keep or give it to you. I'm going to give you this.
Okay, so I get the mirror.
Okay.
Card.
So I have to keep the next one.
Yes.
Okay. And I should put that down there.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep mine so I don't do an action at this time, correct?
That's true. That's correct. Okay, my turn. I have to look at my characters. I'm not familiar with them enough to know. I am going to give this one to you. It's the clock.
Okay.
Then the next one I have to keep. So I could choose the crown.
So you can only choose from the top of the discard pile?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Or I could choose from top here. So I'm going to choose the top from here. It's the clock.
Clocks. 2 in a row.
2 clocks in a row. I did shuffle.
I believe you. Okay. Just reviewing the actions, the possible actions I can take. All right. Did you complete your turn?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, so I have a question that's going to give away my hand.
That's okay.
But we're teaching it. So
yeah.
I have a third of something that I'm collecting.
Okay.
So I'm obviously going to keep this.
Okay.
So at this point, I go ahead and turn these in and the round ends.
So, okay. So
Is that
you're
right?
So you're a third. I thought you meant a third, like 1/3.
Oh no,
So
the third.
Like, you have the third one.
1/3 one. Yes, I have the third.
So this is a quick hand.
Yeah, I was double checking. I thought that yeah. So if you have 3 boons, you end the round and gain a rose trophy. I mean, what can I say?
Yeah. Maybe we'll play more.
I had some good luck with the opening.
I know.
Setup. I got 2 of the.
That's okay.
So do we keep the cards, artifacts that we have? We start over.
We start over. Which will probably help the round go a little bit slower.
And we get new characters, I'm guessing.
Yes, we do get new characters. So you
might be able to figure out who I was pretty easily.
Yes, you were the
Hansel.
Hansel. And I actually had 2 of my. I started with 2 of mine. I had Red Riding Hood.
Ooh.
And I started with 2 treats as well. So,
oh, did you?
Yeah. Not sewing basket.
Did you put
here's my characters.
I'll give these a little shuffle.
Technically, you would trade out these actions, but since we haven't even used them, I'm going to keep them.
Okay.
Same ones.
So we're going to dive into another round since that one's short?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do one more round so we can actually see some actions.
Some of the other elements of the game.
Played.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
So, oh wait. I should wait till we get our characters. Okay. I'll take these 2.
Okay. Now we'll get their neighbors.
Okay. Do you want to show yours to the camera first?
Sure.
Okay.
Honor system. Oh. Okay. Oh, you can't see the writing in it. There we go. All right, your turn.
Okay. Here are my 2 characters. Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the person that had the least roses goes first. So I'm going to go first again since I don't have any roses. But first we have to reveal artifacts that we get to choose
So you could just make up rules and I wouldn't even know.
Yep, I could.
I'm sure you wouldn't do that, though.
So the artifacts we have to choose from, since I'm going first, I'll choose an artifact first. And you could throw off the other person by not choosing your boon right off the go, instead of going for like 2 of a kind, if you wanted. I'm going to choose a spindle.
Okay.
Choose the treats. Okay, I'm going to choose a treat just to keep you from having.
I'm going to scoot these down a little so I can see the other guys' stuff a little better.
Oh, yeah. So you can choose the last one.
Clock.
Okay, so then these go in the discard pile. And I will go first. I drew a spindle. I'm actually going to keep it.
Okay.
So you get this one.
All right.
A cauldron. Hey, this is looking similar. Didn't you have these last time too? Your turn.
Okay. Mirror for you.
Yeah, okay.
And glass slipper for me.
Okay. So, yeah, you can't play an action. First one I drew was a clock. I can't remember my characters very well.
I know, I keep having to look too. It's like 4 things. But it's still
do I want to give you a clock? You'd have 2 of a kind. I'll do it. And then I get a mirror. Cool. I'm going to take an action.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to discard 2 mirrors. I get a rose for taking action. So I finally have a rose.
Nice.
And I am going to ask you, I'm going to do eavesdrop.
Okay.
So you must place an evidence marker. So you need to put a marker on a character you don't have.
Okay. Let me look at these one more time. That could really mess up the game if you stuck it on the wrong thing.
It's true.
Okay, we're gonna go with.
Hey, Candace.
I'm not Hansel.
You're not Hansel.
This is my evidence markers, right?
Yes.
These little orange tablets.
Yes.
That look like candy.
So Devin asked how many players. It's a 2 to 5 player game.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably would be a little bit more interesting with more than 2 people, I feel like.
It could be, yeah.
This, I don't know. Right now, like, the first round seemed fast. This round seems slow, like, in gathering, like, artifacts.
Yeah, probably has a lot to do with the cards, like just the luck of the draw.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of it's that. So it's your turn since you played.
Oh yeah, because you did the first action.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
What do you have?
So silly that I keep having to check. Okay, I'm gonna keep that one.
Okay.
And that's for you.
Oh, I get treats.
I'm gonna make an action.
You're gonna take an action?
Take an action.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put these in the discard.
Yep.
And then my choices here. This is what you did. You had to choose someone that you weren't. This one's draw 2 artifacts, give them to 1 or more other players. Interesting. Guess the identity of 1 other player. Do I want to take a risk? I'm going to guess your identity.
Okay.
I'm going to guess that you have Rumpelstiltskin.
I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, because I'm collecting spindles for that reason. Yes, I do. He's unmasked. Okay, and you would get a rose just for taking action.
Great.
I should have done that last round. I mean, I called it, so why didn't I just take the action? Oh, I didn't have...
You didn't have two of a kind.
I did have 2 of a kind, but they
were ones you needed.
They were my boons, so that's why
those
I didn't do that.
boons.
I could have traded them in just to get a rose, because actually the point of the game is to get roses.
Yeah.
So that might have been smarter, but I didn't. Anyway, so now you have 2 roses. I have 1, and that was your turn and your action. And you have unmasked one of my characters. So when a character is unmasked, you lose these artifacts.
Oh,
so
right.
Now
that makes sense.
Now I can't go in and use them for an action. I just lost them. So yeah. So now I'm just working towards hiding my other character while trying to figure out your character. Wait, did I trade these in when I did?
No, I think you did some.
Oh,
the
mirrors.
That was your cards.
Okay. Okay. So then it's my turn to draw an artifact and give. You did do that, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's how I got the
2 of a kind.
Yeah, great.
Okay, I'm gonna keep a clock, and then you get this one.
Clock.
All sound effects provided by Betsy and Megan are not included in your own gameplay.
Hey,
what's that supposed to mean?
Yes, we are.
It's my husband giving commentary, just so you guys know.
We get into it. It's fun.
Okay, so...
Are you going to make an action?
Yes, I am, with my treats. I'm giving up my treats. The mirror shadow. Okay. I'm going to take an action to ask you to...
Choose wisely.
Ask you to... I'm going to eavesdrop again.
Okay.
So you have to put an evidence marker on something.
All right. For the 6th time, I'm going to check and make sure that I'm looking at the right people. Okay. And... How's that make you feel? Intrigued?
I
should be.
I'm deducing. So it is your turn.
Now, did you get your rose for making your action? Or
oh, thank you.
Taking
No, I didn't.
Your action?
I didn't.
You've only done 2 actions,
I've
right?
only done, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You don't want to short yourself.
Just Matt, the tech guy, being snarky. Ha 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 ha. Okay.
That was such a sincere laugh. Okay. Time for an artifact.
Oh, sorry. Well, no, I can look.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be revealed. I don't
It's
know why. I
gonna-
just have a habit of like clutching it to my chest when I draw a card, even if it's going to be face up. Okay. I am going to pass this over to you
Okay.
and take my
A
chances
spindle.
with the next card.
Mm-hmm.
Another cauldron. So.
Oh, that was an excite. Nope, that wasn't. Never mind. You did an action.
Yeah, because I already have an evidence marker on here.
Oh, yes.
Hansel.
You're not Hansel.
I'm not Hansel. Got a Hansel. I'm going to turn that in.
Okay.
And then I don't feel like I could make a very educated guess. So, what's the other one? Draw 2 artifacts.
I feel like I could. I think I know who you are.
What would be the benefit of getting someone else artifact? If you think that they're going to have their boon,
Right.
Or their,
if you
their
think
bane.
you can give them a second bane
Right.
card, like if they
And wipe
have
them
a
out.
lot of different cards out, yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Increase the odds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think I'm going to do what you did, and I'm going to have you place an evidence marker. And I don't want to forget to get my rose.
I had 2 treats. I'm going to place it. Can I place it on Hansel? Yeah, I can place it on Hansel. I'm not Hansel.
You're not Hansel. Interesting.
I'm not giving you any new information.
Shoot.
That's why I was looking at what cards I traded in. I'm like, what cards did I trade in? Anyway.
Well, I turn in his cauldrons. So.
That's true.
Your turn.
Okay. I drew a spindle. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw another one, which is a spindle. I'm gonna trade in 2 spindles, and I'm going to point the finger and try to guess who you are. I'm going to guess you are Little Red Riding Hood. That's fine. Go ahead and look. I bet they could tell me.
Yes, I have been unmasked.
Yes.
Little Red Riding Hood has been unmasked.
Do the glass shattering.
So I have to turn in my treats, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And so I 1 for the action and 1 for correctly guessing. So I actually
these
get
aren't
2
real,
roses.
but it's still kind of painful,
To
to turn my treats
We don't
in.
have real
I
treats
don't get
today
treats
to
very
eat.
often.
Yeah.
Keep my treats.
So do the sound effect for.
Oh.
Wait. No. I put it on the wrong one. Little Red Riding Hood.
I got a little spit with that one.
She is Little Red. Yes,
Yep.
you are Little Red Riding Hood.
Yep.
Okay, so we've each unmasked one of our characters. So that was my turn. Your turn.
Okay, my turn. You just announced it. I doubly announced it. Let's see what I got here. Okay, let's see here. How do I want to do? Yeah, because I have the option. Okay. This is tricky. Okay, I think I'm going to hang on to this one.
Cauldron's tricky. What does that
And
mean?
give you a crown.
I get a crown.
Yes. Because I've had these 3 clocks sitting here
Mm-hmm.
for a while, and I forgot about them.
Your Sleeping Beauty. I was gonna guess this turn that you were Sleeping Beauty.
I'm so glad you didn't, because then
I was gonna guess my
like,
next turn.
I have a 50-50 of losing all my clocks. So I literally lucked out on that one. So I've got 3. I have 3 clocks.
Cool.
And
Evidence.
I am Sleeping Beauty. It's a lovely picture.
So you would get this.
Ooh, 3 roses.
So let's count up our roses. Typically, you would play a 3rd round, but we're not going to today.
We got to do a lot more actions that round.
Yeah, we did.
This is fun.
Yeah. So how many roses do you have? I ended the game with 4.
6.
6. So you win.
Good game.
Good game. Cool. Well, we're going to pick this up and transition to our other game, which is Arboretum. I can do all the heavy work and you can do some talking.
There's the characters. So just want to talk a little bit about our subscription service. If you want to rent this game, our subscription service is $14.99 a month. And you can have up to 2 games at a time. exchange them whenever you want, and keep them as long as you want. So if you want to try this game, that'd be a great opportunity. We also have some games for rental for as low as $4 a night if you want to go that way. If you want to check out our library of available games for rental, that's going to be bringrpghome.com.
Yes. Sorry.
We verified all of our websites this time. And then if you have questions or recommendations or want like a game suggestion or anything like any type of communication like that, you can always put a comment here in our stream, or you can email at meetthegame@rpglawrence.com. So that'd be a good, and like Betsy said, people that have the subscription get first opportunity to check out this new game.
Yep.
And I also like it because it doesn't require, here's one more little tablet.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't require a huge amount of space to set up. And I know we kind of had it condensed here, but we really don't need a lot of space to be able to set this guy up. So that's nice if you have a small area.
Yeah.
Okay, so up next is Arboretum.
So Arboretum,
this is a beautiful game.
Yes, it is beautiful. It's a card game for 2 to 4 players, and this one is on our card shelves at RPG. You can play it in house or check it out. And for this game, there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different species of trees. And if you're playing a 2-player game like we are today, you would choose to select 6 of those species that you're going to play. So you don't play with all 10. So you can kind of change things up for future games.
Oh, that's cool.
So the species, so basically we have 8 different species. We have the willow tree, my personal favorite. What cocktail are we enjoying? Tell us the cocktail.
So this is just a classic from the good old days from when we started hanging out. It's just coconut rum and pineapple juice.
Yep.
It's just
a very sweet
refrigerator staple.
So we've got the willow tree. We've got the oak. We've got, I think that's the poplar. Let me look. Oh, no, it's dogwood. Oh, my goodness. It's so bright. You can't see the dogwood. We've got the cherry blossom.
Ooh, pretty.
We've got the blue spruce. And then this one I don't know how to pronounce. Jacaranda. It's a very purple, pretty tree. So we got those different 8 species, and each species has numbers 1 through 8. Only one set of numbers 1 through 8. So,
okay. So each of these, we'll not use the one we can't pronounce, but each of these willow cards has a different number on it from 1 through 8.
1 through 8. Yep.
Got it.
Yep. So since we're playing,
and we're just playing with 6 species.
So 48 cards.
Very good.
So,
so this is a 2 to 4 player game, right?
It is a 2 to 4 player game.
And it looks like it can be a pretty quick play, not a super duper long play, about 30 minutes.
Yes. And this one is going to take a little bit more explaining. I'll try to explain it pretty well. Let me bring back our other camera so you can see what we're going to do.
Set up here.
Yes. So to start with, let me organize my things. There, it comes with a pad because at the end of the game, you're going to be writing down your scores. Doesn't really matter. You don't have to really look at it. It's just a notepad.
I was
write
ready.
down your scores. But let's set up the game. So the point of this game is to collect in your hand whatever species you're going to collect or create or have in your arboretum. You want to have the sum of the cards in your hand to be a high number in order to gain the points in your arboretum.
Okay.
So for example, and as you lay out your arboretum, you have to lay it out from smallest to greatest and have it in that order. Cards can be next to or on top of. So as you build your arboretum, you could do something like 1, 2, 3, and 4. You could do 4. You could skip 4. You could skip some numbers as you go up. And in order to gain a pattern, I forget what they call it exactly, but species, and you need to have your starting number be the same as your ending tree. The ones in the middle can be different.
Oh, okay.
But your starting and ending, in order to get points for it, have to be the same.
Okay. So a complete cycle, a bunch of, you can have other species.
Yes.
Between.
So if I ended the game with something like, let me just set up an example of something. Well, no, it would be a different one.
So once you say you, instead of putting 3 here, you had put a 6. You can't go back and put a lower number after you've placed the 6. You have to just continue up, but you can skip numbers if you want to.
Yes. And the end of the game scoring, you can score more than one path of trees.
Okay.
So at the end of the game, if I had in my hand, let's just say I had the 2 and the 8 of the pink, and I had a 7 purple in my hand. At all times, you're going to have 7 cards in your hand.
Okay.
So I will end the game with 7 cards in my hand, but just for these purposes, I'm going to, this is kind of an abbreviated ending.
Okay.
So if I ended the game with this, the things I need in order to get points is I need to have a path that starts and ends with the same tree. And actually, let me create that out because it'll be confusing if I don't. Okay, so I've got a starting point and an ending point with this cherry blossom. But I also need to have, in order to gain the points for this path, I need to have the highest sum of cherry blossoms in my hand. So if I had if you look at just cherry blossoms, if you had a 4 of cherry blossoms in your hand and I had an 8 and a 2, my sum is 10, yours is 4.
Right.
So that way I get the points for these. And the way you score it is you get 1 point per card. You get an extra point if you have a 1 in there. You get 2 extra points if you end with an 8, which I didn't. So in this case, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points just for this path. But then as we're going to go through all of the species at the end of the game, and when we get through the species, we get to this one. If you didn't have any purples in your hand, and I had a 7, I had the higher one, so I could gain this path, the 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so you have to have the highest number of points for that species in your hand, not on the table.
At the end of the game, yes.
Right.
And you want to have a longer path.
So you made another path by starting here with this 3 and then branching to get it, branching off to get to this other, this other jacaranda tree.
Yeah. So the first time I played this game, I was kind of like balancing and working towards having 3 different species and in my board and in my hand, because I had to have the sum of that behind my hand too. And if you happen to have, we come to the end of the game and you happen to have an 8 and I had a 7, I wouldn't get any points for this path at all.
So you have to consider what you're playing and what you're holding on to in order to protect your
And on your turn, so you start the game with 7 cards, and on your turn you draw 2 cards and you play 1 card and you discard 1 card. So you kind of will see what people discard and what they play, because you'll see what paths they're making.
Right.
So that can help you figure out what they might be going for, what you want to withhold from them. So, yeah.
Yeah, because there's only 1 of each card represented.
Right. One other twist in there. If we ended the game, and let's say this is yours that you're going for. If we ended the game and I had a 1 and you had the 8.
Right.
A 1 actually cancels out the 8.
So it's like a trump card.
It makes this worth 0. And
it doesn't just
worth
cancel
1.
out the 8, or does it cancel out everything?
Just the 8.
Just the 8.
So only that, if you had the matching one, obviously.
Right. Oh, that's
so
interesting.
that would make this a 0. So
that's interesting, because you said you get extra points if you end your path on an 8.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, you do. Yeah. So, yeah. So let's play the game. I think can figure out a strategy with this.
I think so.
What to go for. So
really the points on the on the path, other than the ones that you get extra bonuses for,
Right.
like starting it with the 1, ending with the 8, they're really meaningless.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we each start with 7 in our hand. On our turn, we're going to draw 2. We could draw from the discard pile or the top card. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've lost track since I was talking. So we'll just set the draw pile here. Okay. And I'll discard here, and you'll discard here. So there is actually going to be 3 piles we could choose from when it's our turn.
Sounds good.
And we'll each set our path in front of us.
Now, do we want to shift? There you go. It's like opposite.
There we go. Okay. Close enough. Would you like to go first?
Why don't you go first?
Okay, I can go
since
first.
you've played this before.
Yes. So since there's nothing there's nothing really to draw from yet, so I'm just gonna draw 2 from the top and start thinking about what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play 1 card and discard 1 card. Okay, I'm gonna play this one.
And I'm not playing off your path, right? So
Nope.
I just have my very own path.
You have your own path.
Okay.
So here's the start of my path. And now it's your turn. So you start by drawing 2. You can draw 1 from here, or both from the top.
Okay. So I'll take this one. And 1 from the deck. And I play 1 card. I love weeping willows. They're one of my favorite trees. They're just so majestic.
During my childhood, we had one in our backyard, and we loved it.
Yeah.
We would make curtains, and so we'd pretend like we had our own house within the branches, I guess, of the weeping willow.
Oh, that's neat. I don't think I've ever actually, like, I'm just cutting this side. I don't think I've ever actually lived with a weeping willow, near my house. I just have admired them from a distance.
They're very pretty. So my turn, because you have 7 in your hand now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
I'm actually going to take this one as 1.
Okay.
And then the top card. Let's see. Now your turn.
Did you say there's a maximum number of species that you can have paths for?
Mm-mm.
You were just saying that was your strategy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think working on more than that would be hard.
A little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't mention this, but the game ends when there's no more cards in the draw pile,
Gotcha.
which kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So I'll get this guy. And then I'm going to draw from here. I will play this. Wish I really knew the love it. This game is growing on me. Everyone that knows me knows that I love a good
pun.
I like corny jokes, and I wish they weren't just called dad jokes, because I feel like that's not fair. Like they shouldn't have a monopoly on all the cheesy jokes.
Yeah, right.
Like share it around.
Yeah, share the love. Okay, getting rid of the blue spruce, huh?
Yep. I really like blue spruces in real life too. There's not very many blue plants.
That's true.
It's not like a highly represented color.
Oh man. I just drew 2 I wanted to go for, but now I'm already set in my ways.
It's too late.
No, I'm not set in my ways. I voted the cards. Well, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Now it's going to bother me if you lay that tree down upside down.
Oh, shoot.
But it's upside down.
No.
We should have them flipped, shouldn't we? So they can see them.
I actually would have switched it as soon as you started your turn. I would have realized it, because it would bother me.
It would bother you too?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it's your turn now.
Okay.
Maybe we should turn the discard piles upside down too. We gotta be.
Yeah.
We gotta
be consistent.
Gotta be consistent. We call them Corny or dad jokes. We call them mechanisms at RPG. That's true.
That's so true. Oh, that's great. I guess if you have to have a reputation for something, there's definitely worse things to have a reputation for.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so before I get ahead of myself, I'm going to draw and draw from here. And I'm going to discard.
Was that my cherry blossom you picked up?
No.
Never mind. You don't need to tell me. We discarded on your discard pile. Seriously.
2 discard piles. So confusing. Oh, I didn't play a card. It's not too late, is it?
No. Oh, that's the one you picked up. I laid down,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think so.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to draw
It's like old
two
news by now.
from the top. Oh, man. Too late now. Talking to my hand here. Let's see. We've got a pattern going.
Yep.
Oak, dogwood, oak, dogwood. Now I'm going to discard. It's oak.
Okay.
Lonely oak.
Yeah.
I played this game with my 8-year-old today.
Yeah,
and
did
I
he like
had
it?
better cards then. No, he liked it. Yeah, he enjoyed it. He played pretty well. The ending score, we were only just 3 apart from one another, so it was pretty close to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty sharp.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so I'm going to play that guy, the willow, and discard this spruce.
I was about to flip it. Okay. I'm going to draw 2 from the top. Okay. I did not tell you. I should have told you. If you have cards of the same kind in a row, like if you were to do 2, 3, 4, 5, because you could branch off that direction and have it all be the purple tree, you would get double points for keeping it all only one species.
Oh,
and I'm
interesting.
sorry I didn't tell you that.
That's
earlier.
okay. Okay.
So
that's good to know.
Yeah, it is good.
It's good to know. Can you play 2 of the same number?
Not one right after another.
Oh, okay. So you can go back if you're branching off.
You can branch it. Yeah.
You can branch a lower number.
You can branch. Well, this is still
in
going,
that path.
Yeah.
So each path has to be in a
See, this is still not going to work. I was going to try to connect with my 4, but that's still because the 3 would go here, and I don't have a 4. Like the 4 is already here, so that won't work. I drew this 3 and 2 after I had already laid this down, so I was trying to make it work, but I don't think it is going to work. I still could try to do 1, 2, 5, 6 and go this way. So I still might go for that. I don't know. I seem to be getting a lot of
because you can skip.
Because you could skip. So I'll keep that there, I guess, even though it's not incredibly beneficial to me. Oh, shoot. I was hoping I could draw that, but I can't.
You can't draw from your
because I'm going to be discarding something
on top of it. Yeah, you're right.
So I'm not going to play this 2 oak. After explaining all of that out loud.
I get it.
So I will play this one here. So this could still branch off here and then continue up on this way. And I'm going to discard this 2 because it's not any good to me. Because I already discarded the 3 before I realized I could draw 2.
Okay, I didn't draw much. That's very useful to me. But I'm going to go ahead and put... Okay, so I can put this here.
Well, I can't see.
Is that...
Yes, you can.
So this would be a path.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
I'm going to discard 1. Just safe to discard. You won't probably be using this. Although, I will say you could take it into your hand, and that could be counting toward the sum of having a high number in your hand.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
I forgot about that. I probably should have held on to those oaks. Man.
Oh, because you've already started playing them.
Well, it's only this now.
Right.
It's only worth 3 points.
So,
but if I find another oak,
path.
if I find another oak, I should hold it in my hand.
Okay, so I think I'm obligated to pick this up now.
Sorry, no, you're not. I'm just
joking.
We're
That's good.
the game.
I would not have considered that strategically, just because I'm still thinking about.
Oh, and now you revealed this.
Oh, I did. Oh, too. Ooh, look out.
But yeah, it's not worth anything much.
I don't know if that's the right move or not, but I'm going to do it. Put that guy there.
You'll have a path ending in an 8, so that's...
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
One more
even though I'm
point.
skipping some
numbers.
Might as well go ahead and get that on there.
Let's see. So I will take this into my hand. It's good to have at least one oak, even though it's low in number. Let's see. And
so I could
play this one here.
Hold on to my question. Now, how can you do a 1?
So, like, maybe I misunderstood your question beforehand. Like, the path always has to go in one direction. Like, I thought you were asking you can't do 3 and then 2 and then 5. But if you can backtrack and do one earlier, if that makes sense.
It does. It
does.
does.
The path is still flowing one direction from lowest to highest.
Okay.
Sorry if I...
No, that's okay. I don't think it really came into play.
Okay.
But that is a good clarification. So as long as the numbers are in order,
yes,
you can go back and play.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to discard this blue spruce.
Now, can I play towards me?
Yeah, you just shift the cards.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Give me another. Okay. Cool. So I have been hanging on to this one, so that could be part of my little path.
That's a high scoring path. Now you got to have some purple in your hand, though.
And it's pretty.
You have purple in your hand.
Do
right?
I? Remember how you obliged me to pick
that
out?
True. That's true.
I might not have remembered otherwise. So I'm kind of glad you said so.
Now, if I had purple in my hand, if I have purple, not
6.
had.
Why do I only have 6? Did I not draw?
Yeah, maybe you didn't.
I was so excited about playing my card. Okay, shall I go ahead and draw? I think I did my last turn backwards too.
Okay.
Lost in the woods. Nice, nice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now discard.
Right back down to 7.
Now I'm there.
Okay. So, should I go blue spruce, or I don't know. Neither of us are going for blue spruce. It seems like.
I know, we keep discarding them.
Ooh, okay. There's an 8 blue spruce.
Okay, let me just make sure that I am remembering correctly. Your path has to start and it starts and ends with the same C's,
Yes.
correct?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to start at 1 though. Like this could be the start of my path.
Right.
And
as long as you have at least 2.
Yeah. 2 would only give you 2 points, but you could have a path of 2. You're so
Hey,
witty.
we're thinking. This is tricky. Okay, so I'm going to throw down a 5.
Ooh. Okay.
A 5 oak.
Did you draw 2? Megan!
So sorry. Okay, well, we ought to talk about a couple other things that we wanted to.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So, yeah, exciting. Trivia. Want to talk about trivia?
Trivia is...
Spend some time spinning my wheels?
Yes. Trivia is tomorrow night, and the theme is... Sorry, what is the theme?
Nickelodeon shows.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon shows. We've got some cool prizes.
But
Physical prizes.
Do they get slime dumped on them? That's the real question
no.
people are going to want answered.
No, you don't.
No slime dumping, unfortunately.
Sorry. But we can have 4 different teams, and it'll be upstairs RPG, socially distant. You can just sign up. It's just $5 per team to reserve your table.
You can reserve online.
You can reserve online, yeah.
rpglawrence.com, and I believe it's 6 teams. We can have 6.
Oh, 6 teams. I'm so sorry. I was trying to go off notes because
Yeah.
6 different teams.
I didn't write that very clear.
But spaced out pretty well, so we got plenty of space upstairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the prize is pretty good. It's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in-person trivia.
It's good, exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically like all of our. You want to play a little bit longer, but that we pretty much covered all of the.
We're almost to the end.
Oh yeah,
we probably have like 3 more turns. Or something
sounds
like
good.
So
let's do it.
We could play the end, and then kind of showing how you add up the points.
Yeah,
I think would help people understand.
It's your turn
too. Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
You discarded.
Play and then drew.
You only have 7 cards.
I have 7 cards.
Okay. Wait. 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. Okay.
You're about to do the same.
Oh my goodness. So I am going to.
I feel like your color scheme there is a little bit. Oh well, I spoke too soon. And she throws down a hot pink.
Were you gonna say it looks pretty bland?
You got the neutrals things going on over here.
And then bam, there we go.
Pink.
Okay.
I wish that spring blooming trees would bloom for longer.
Oh yeah.
You know.
My backyard looks beautiful. We've got an apple tree. You can go while I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
We've got an apple tree, so it's all in bloom with its white flowers. And then we've got another tree, which I don't know what it is, but it's got light pink flowers. And then we've got several red buds in our yard. So we've got like the bright color of the red buds, light pink, and the white all right now. So yeah, it's very beautiful.
I feel kind of bad for all these blue spruces. The rejects of the tree family.
We don't want you. Okay, so
we just have one. Yeah. We just have one white dogwood. We used to have in our old house. We had a really beautiful red bud tree that would bloom.
Cool.
I love all these. I love this bringing out all the great humor here. That's a real sappy joke. Nice.
Okay.
It's actually a lot of tree humor, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
For tree humor.
Your turn.
I'm going to draw first this time. I feel like changing things up.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the last turn.
Okay.
Because you drew the last card.
Right. So I'm going to make it count.
Yep. And then we will tally up our points.
Okay, we're going to stick an oak there just so that we have at least a couple of trees.
Okay.
And then, do I need to discard so you have another option?
So that
blue spruce want it?
I don't get to go though. You just discard. So you're
Oh,
down.
there's nothing for you to pick up.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's right. You're
So
right.
then you're down to 7 cards in your hand that we're going to use to figure out what points we can tally up. So to get this started, I'm going to get my pencil out. So we start from the top.
Okay.
We will put M for Megan here, B for Betsy. Blue spruce. Did either of us have blue spruce in our hands?
No,
Well,
I have 0 in my hand.
Well, we don't have any that are paths either. Okay, cassia we didn't have. Cherry blossom. Okay, nope. I was working towards I was working towards having a cherry blossom path, so these don't get to benefit me in any way. The game ended. Dogwood. Okay, what dogwood do you have in your hand?
I don't have any dogwood in my hand or in my path.
So I have a sum of I just dropped it. I have a sum of 9. So
in your hand?
In my hand.
4 and a 5.
You don't have any. I have 9, so I get to figure out the path. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I start with a 1, so that's 7. And I end it with an 8, 9, 10. So I get 10 points for that path.
Nice.
That's my best path yet, all together. So
yeah.
But okay, so now we go. The next one down is
Jacaranda.
Jacaranda.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
I'll have to look that up.
I didn't have any in my hand. So what's the sum in your hand?
So I have 17.
Wow.
Yeah, because I prematurely played my.
It's fine. Yeah.
8 there.
We're learning.
And I drew a bunch more.
So figure out what your path is.
So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because you count them all again since it's all the same color.
Oh, yeah, because I stuck the,
And then you add your end in.
11,
mm-hmm.
12, 13.
Perfect, yeah. So 13. Good. So then the next one is maple, which we don't have in our game. Oak. Do you have oak in your hand?
Mm-hmm. I have 6.
I have 9.
Ooh.
So yours is out.
Mine does not count.
Mine counts. But what did I have? 1, 2, 3. 3 points.
But you started with a 1?
I started with a 1. Thank you. So 4. You would have had just 2. No. Yeah, just 2.
Yeah.
So
it's 5 and an 8.
Then next, the royal tree is not in here. The poplar tree we don't have. So the last one is willow. What did you have in your hand?
Let's see. I have 10 in my hand.
I only have 3, so mine doesn't count. Yours does. Okay. So what is your willow worth?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right?
Mm-hmm. And you start with a 1.
6.
Nice. So I end the game with 14 points, and Megan ends the game with. Is that 19?
Mm-hmm.
19. 19-14. Megan wins.
That was fun.
Yeah. You guys probably
I feel like you won both times last week, both games.
Yeah, I did.
So it was time.
Yeah. And this morning when I played with my 8-year-old, he got 17, I got 20. So similar scoring games.
Yeah.
A little bit closer game.
He was really good.
You whopped me more on this game. Beating me by 5 points, but yeah. So yeah, it's a fun game that if we didn't have to explain this, it probably would be a 30-minute game.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, or have to learn it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah.
We had fun as usual and hope to see you again in a couple weeks. And would love to see you at trivia tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun.
So in 2 weeks, we'll be on again with more games at 7:30 p.m. So hope to see you then.
Bye.
Bye.